Oh God, how long has it been? 3 years? 4 years? God, I don't even know. What's up, guys? Black Phantom back. Another comic book haul. Yeah, I've been gone for about 3 years or so. Um, I recently graduated high school. I believe that was around the last time I did my last comic book haul. I graduated high school and now I'm a junior in college, about to be a senior. So, just been busy with college work, as you could see. Having experiencing normal life, working between anywhere between 30 to 40 hours a week. So, yeah, it's been a lot. A lot has happened and a lot has changed since then. You have a bunch of movies that came out. I enjoyed Wonder Woman, Shazam, Avengers Endgame, and Infinity War. Those were all great movies. And now the situation that we're in right now, the coronavirus pandemic is has everybody in a frenzy, and I've been locked up in the house for about 30 something days. I want to say 36, 37. Um, but, and now our governor extended it to May 8th. So it might be 2 months, to be honest. Who knows? Before this is all done, but, uh, I've been kind of getting some comic books here and there. Haven't been collecting as much as I used to. I did get a couple off of eBay. I was wondering why some comics were going for cheap on eBay when this started. So, yeah, I'm going to start it off with Sideways number one. This isn't really much of a key issue or anything. Who knows? It might be in the future. It's technically the first appearance of a character called Tempest, I think, for DC. His first full appearance is in issue two, which I don't have. I bought some issues uh, in person and some online. I just read some online, but this one I bought in person because this quickly became one of my favorite DC characters. It's sad that they actually canceled him after only like 12 issues. I heard they weren't selling well, but this character is unique, I guess. Besides, him having a Spider-Man like essence. Um, Costume itself pretty much looks exactly like Spider-Man. It has the little things on the bottom, uh, the giant eye cutouts. Um, it's a similar concept, but the powers and the character of Derek Bateman as a whole is completely different from Peter Parker. Um, but yeah, quickly becoming one of my favorite characters. The rest of the DC Metal lineup, Damage, Silencer, I forgot the other character's name. Oh yeah, the Terrifics. They were okay, but this is definitely the best one out of all the ones that I actually enjoyed. What do we have next here? Fantastic Four issue 211. Uh, don't know much about. Well, I do. First appearance of Terrax. I believe he's a Herald of Galactus. I believe. I'm not sure, but I heard he was going to be in the MCU. So, and I just was like honestly just looking through through some of my boxes, my collection of boxes at one point, and I realized I had it, and I was like, oh, this shouldn't be in here. If it increase, well, it actually did increase a couple of eBay. I know high grade copies on eBay are going from anywhere between $40 to $60. So it's a good book to have right now. I guess it's a good spec book. We all know about spec books in the MCU. Remember Amazing Spider-Man? I don't actually know the issue number, but it was the first appearance of Hydro Man. When the first trailers for Spider-Man Far From Home came out, that Spider-Man comic first appearance of Hydro Man rose up to about, uh, I want to say between $50 to $100. It was somewhere around there. I don't remember exactly. Far From Home came out 1 or 2 years ago, I believe. So I don't remember it exactly, but I do remember that comic book rising. But yeah, Fantastic Four 211. Um, Picked up another copy of Wolverine number one, the volume two. This book is slightly increased in price. I have no idea why, but copies have been going for this in high grade for about $40, $30 to $40 on eBay. Normally, this is around. Normally this would be around a $10 book, but eh, whatever. But yeah, nothing too special. I guess if you want to call it first appearance of Wolverine is Patch. I guess that's what most people call it on eBay. But yeah, that's a good book. Picked up some new Moon Knight covers. Moon Knight getting his TV show uh on Disney Plus, I believe. So just picked up issue 17, 20, 21, and 29. Love that 29 cover, by the way. That's a really good cover. Well done. Uh, Probably hard to find in high grade too because of the all black cover, but I would say this is a very fine plus. The only problem with it is that little corner. I don't know if you can see it right there, and a couple of spine ticks. But other than that, it's a pretty good looking book, honestly. Um, I'm not really the most fond of Moon Knight. He's an okay character, but it seems like whenever Marvel announces like a character, that character just becomes what's the word I'm looking for? That character just becomes everybody's favorite character. Like I never heard of people talking about Moon Knight prior to the TV show announcement. I never heard people talking about the Eternals prior to the movie announcement. Um, but yeah, that's just my opinion on it. A lot of these books right now are just getting super expensive just off of speculation. Eternal Warriors #4, first appearance of Bloodshot, went up because of the Vin Diesel movie, and that movie ended up being pretty bad. So, do I feel bad for the people who paid upwards of $100 or more for those books? Nope, no sympathy whatsoever. Even though I am starting to get a lot more into indie books now. Um, yeah, but this is Detective Comics issue 608, first appearance of Anarchy. Um, the one reason I actually remember Anarchy is from the TV show Beware the Batman, and that was a significantly different version from the Anarchy appeared in here, where he was a little kid. Anarchy in the TV show Beware the Batman was more so like a master planner fighter. It was like a combination of Joker and what's a good fighter that Batman's win against? Deathstroke, I guess. A combination of Deathstroke and Joker, I guess. He's a hysterical planner, but he also can fight, unlike Joker. So yeah, underrated character. I mean, I guess this book has room to grow. If Anarchy was used a lot more like he was in Beware the Batman, but eh, sooner or later, I guess. Yeah, because of the whole coronavirus thing, a lot of comic book shops have been closing. I know DC and Marvel are under the head of Warner Brothers and Disney, and who knows what's going to happen between them. So if something does happen between them, I guess there's going to be a rise in indie comics, um, and the whole comic book industry will just revolve around back issues, which wouldn't be a problem, but you know, it's just weird having the thought of no comic books, but I guess comic books haven't sold as much as they used to. Um, Blame Marvel for that, for all their SJW stuff. Anyway, this is Superman 317. I just like the cover, made by Neil Adams. Um, Waiting to get a 233 to go with this because I think those two covers coincide with each other. They're both kryptonite, both have similar colors and everything. But yeah, one of my favorite Superman covers. Neil Adams in general just did really good with his Superman covers. By far my favorite artist of the Bronze Age. Um, Next up, we have Wonder Woman issue 18 and 19, volume 2. This is the first cameo and full appearance of Cersei. I've had these books for a while now. Uh, I was speculating on Wonder Woman 2's villain, and ended up being Cheetah and Maxwell Lord, I think, judging by the trailers. I'm not sure. But I already had the first appearance of Cheetah, Barbana Minerva. She was one of my favorite villains in DC. So, but I never knew if they were going to go along with the second villain. or not. And yeah, I picked this up. Uh, don't know, much about Cersei. What I do know from her was in the Justice League cartoon, her brief appearance. She turned Wonder Woman into a pig. So don't know much about her. So yeah, happy to have him. Maybe I can read some more comics about her. Um, Suicide Squad #1, first issue. Nothing too spectacular, really. Um, they're getting a sequel for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. Probably because of Harley Quinn, but that's it. Nothing too special about there. Gonna keep it rolling. Amazing Spider-Man #4. I think this is volume 3. It's either volume 3 or 4. I don't even know at this point. Marvel has put out so many Marvel has rebooted Spider-Man so many times I can't even remember. And all of those times were I'm pretty sure they rebooted Spider-Man at least 4 times since I started reading comics. I started reading comics in 2012. So, and by then I believe they rebooted Amazing Spider-Man at least 3 times because I remember they did it in 2013, 2014, and 2015. So at least 3 times. But yeah, this is the first appearance of Silk in the first solo series of Silk. She's been one of my favorite Marvel characters ever since she came out. She debuted right around the time I started reading comics, and I really enjoyed her as a character. And this book has been going for quite a bit on eBay. I think she's getting a TV show or something, I'm not sure, or a Silk and Spider-Gwen movie, perhaps Into the Spider-Verse 2, I'm not sure. But yeah, nothing too special. Well, special to me, but might not be to some people, because Silk is still a relatively new character. What do we have here? New Gods #1, first appearance of Orion. Just pick that up a little bit. Got CGC 8.0. Yeah, they're supposedly trying to get this glare out of the way, but it might just be stuck with it. Um, yeah, that should be good. But yeah, New Gods is supposed to be having a movie soon. I've always been a fan of the New Gods. I just always push back on getting their issues because I was more focused on Silver Age Spider-Man. You know, Silver Age Spider-Man is what I primarily collected. Spider-Man is just the most fun character to collect in comics, even though I'm more of a DC fan and a Superman and Batman fan than I am Spider-Man. Spider-Man is just so fun to collect for some reason. um, is that technically hopping on a bandwagon or something? I'm not sure. Spider-Man and Batman have probably the best villains, rogues. Spider-Man and Batman and Superman have the best rogues gallery in comics. But the problem with Batman and Superman is most of their key issues is in the Golden Age, and those books cost well over $1,000 each. Even if you're getting something as simple as the first appearance of Toyman, that will probably run you $1,000, and yeah, I would go broke doing that. I would much rather save up for first appearance of Spider-Man villains. With Spider-Man villains, you can generally have them cost between $200 to $500 if they're in low enough condition. I've gotten some for under 200. Um, so yeah, it's pretty much a score. But generally, I would set off all the other stuff for later. And now I'm happy to start collecting it. Hopefully before the announcements come later. There probably won't be any announcements soon because of the whole pandemic going on. But just in case, got to start doing Mr. Miracle and Forever People. I did have a Forever People #1, but I had sold that to get a Jimmy Olsen 134, which is a good trade-off, I guess. I just got distracted with Spider-Man. But yeah, New Gods #1. What else we have? Oh, yep. Green Lantern 87, first appearance of John Stewart, CGC 5.5 with white pages signed by Neil Adams. Not only got one copy, but I got two. Uh, both in 5.5, both signed by Neil Adams. The only difference is the one on the left is off-white to white pages. This one is white pages. John Stewart is my favorite Green Lantern. Some may argue Hal Jordan, but I grew up on John Stewart in the DC AU cartoons, so I have more of a bias towards him. And yeah, Green Lantern is supposed to be getting a TV series soon, apparently. Um, Played by that dude who played Diggle, whatever his name is from Arrow. I haven't seen that show since season three. The ending of season three, I heard it got so much worse. But I always remember him not being the best actor, so it's a little bit of a suspect casting choice on my end. But hey, I'll still watch it. Um, I already knew. Always have a gut feeling when it comes to casting choices. I had a feeling Black Lightning was going to be a bad show, and it ended up being a bad show. So hopefully I'm wrong on this. Hopefully he changes his character style, his acting style, and he becomes a better Green Lantern. But yeah, first appearance of John Stewart. What else we have here? Yeah, Batman Detective Comics issue 405. First appearance of the League of Assassins. One of my favorite arcs in Batman. Like I said, Neil Adams' Batman run is by far the best run out of any superhero comic. Well, actually, Spider-Man and Steve Ditko. Stan Lee and Steve Ditko Spider-Man. But other than that, I would say this is up there with the best comic run. And Neil Adams' Batman is by far one of the best stories you can have. His interior artwork is so good, and his cover art is so good. Um, Now with this comic, having this comic now, I only need the Detective Comics 411, first appearance of Talia al Ghul, and I will basically have the Trinity when it comes to the League of Assassins, which being 405, 411, and Batman 232. And yeah, I think I got this for $40. Yeah, I got it before the pandemic though. What else do we have? Oh yeah, Batman 227, classic Neil Adams cover. I just love looking at it. I mean, and I believe the only problem with this is this small corner right here. But other than that, this comic is pretty in really good shape. Little hair on there. Yeah, I love this cover. It's a cover homage to Detective Comics 31, and it is a really good cover. I probably might display this one day. But yeah, Batman 227, and last but not least, I know I'm getting pretty deep into minutes. I normally only do 10-minute comic book hauls, but this is 2 years worth of collecting. Well, it's not really 2 years. I've resold stuff to get stuff that I wanted to. So I've probably gotten more books. I know I had an X-Men 266, first appearance of Gambit and everything. Um, I know I had a couple of other key issues that I sold off to get key issues that I actually wanted. But yeah, but last but not least, All-Star Western number 10. I think I got this for like $80. It's around 7.5, 7.0 condition. First appearance of Jonah Hex. Um, I decided I wanted to start collecting more DC characters. I feel like I've been buying a lot of Marvel stuff, specifically Spider-Man. Um, but now I want to focus more on DC. Um, I will get Spider-Man key issues still, if they show up. But as far as going out of my way to search for them, I won't do it. Um, I think the only Spider-Man issue I have on my lines of sight right now is either Amazing Spider-Man 6, 9, or I think 3. I think I was looking for. But I can pretty much cross 3 off my list because that will probably run me about $1,000. Spider-Man, Silver Age Spider-Man is hot right now because of the MCU. But Yeah, I just want to get a single digit issue Spider-Man comic because I did have issue 5, but the cover was detached on that one, so sold it to get my Amazing Spider-Man 14, which ended up being a really good trade-off. But I want to get a single digit issue Spider-Man comic, and then I'll probably be done with Spider-Man for a while. And then I'm going to focus more on DC. And this was the first one that I started focusing on. I saw this on eBay for about $80. I was like, why so cheap? And it was a buy it now price. It wasn't like an auction price. It was buy it now. And I guess people started selling their comics for so cheap because of the pandemic. They figured they would lose out on money or whatever. So yeah, I jumped right on this and picked it up, and now I'm happy with it. Jonah Hex is one of those characters that you don't see in media too often, rather than that god awful movie in 2008, I think it was. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going on 20 minutes right now, so I better end it now. Don't want to be too much on file size. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the comic book haul. Make sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Do people even say that anymore? It's been 3 years since I've uploaded, so I don't even know. Uh, but yeah, it's been nice talking to y'all again. Nice seeing y'all out there. Hope y'all stay safe. Stay inside. Don't go out. Well, you have to go out eventually because you can't be inside forever. But hope y'all stay safe, and hope for this all to be over soon. And this has been your boy, the Black Phantom. Peace.